Welcome everyone to episode 17 of Flashback Royal Rumble. On this episode we will be reviewing the 2008 and the 2009 Royal Rumble pay-per-views. First off is the 2008 Royal Rumble show. Overall, this was a pretty good memorable show. I really liked it very much. Let's get to it. The match that kicked us off was Ric Flair and MVP in a Ric Flair career-threatening match. So around this time, that's when Vince McMahon was saying the next time Ric Flair loses a match, it would be the last match of his career in the WWE. And one of the guys that would take advantage of that opportunity to retire the Nature Boy would be MVP. Of course, he would fail at the attempt, but as for the match itself, it was an okay way to open up the show. Definitely no classic by any stretch of the means, but for what it was okay. And then there was the JBL Chris Jericho match, which ended in a disqualification. Overall, the finish wasn't that good. If you're going to go that way, at least make the match that much entertaining. I wasn't very much entertained by that match for a Chris Jericho match, but seeing as though probably because of JBL, I don't know. Anyway, the match didn't really deliver for me, and it was pretty forgettable. Then there was the World Heavyweight Championship match between Rey Mysterio and Edge, in which Edge successfully defended his World Heavyweight title. Now, these guys are always capable of having good matches with each other, and to me this was definitely an example of that. Edge walking away with the victory with the help of Vicky Guerrero was a pretty good way of Edge getting some heat, and I really enjoyed it. Then there was the WWE Championship match between Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton. This definitely was one of the matches of the night. Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton both delivered on what they had to do. Randy Orton retained the WWE Championship, and Jeff Hardy put on a good fight and looked good in defeat, but it wouldn't be the last time that Jeff Hardy would get a chance at WWE Championship Gold, but that's another story for another time. As of now, Jeff Hardy put on a great matchup. Of course he lost, but he did look good in defeat. The main event of the 2008 Royal Rumble show was the 2008 Royal Rumble match. This one was a pretty good show. It was a pretty good showing. Of course, the memorable part of this one was the return of John Cena. See, a couple months before that, he had a shoulder injury surgery, and he was supposed to be out for about 6 to 8 months, and he wasn't even expected to be in this matchup. And then as the bell rang for the number 30 entrant, the John Cena music came, the place erupted, and John Cena made his surprising return. Not only did he return, but he went on to win the match and go on to WrestleMania. Of course, he wouldn't be the only challenger, but we'll save that for later. As of now, John Cena returning at the Royal Rumble 2008 was a surprise to everybody, I'm sure. And overall, I would see the Royal Rumble match just to see the return and the crowd reaction on how they reacted to John Cena returning. And then the Jeff Hardy Randy Orton match, of course, and if you want to watch the Edge Rey Mysterio match, because if you're fans of Edge and Rey Mysterio, such as myself, then go right ahead. Next up is the 2009 Royal Rumble event. The 2009 Royal Rumble event was pretty good. I mean, I wasn't really blown away at this event, but I liked it. The show kicking off with Jack Swagger and Matt Hardy for the ECW Championship was an okay way of opening up the show. It seemed more about Matt Hardy being pissed off about losing the title more than the match itself, and of course that would play into a match later on. Then there was the Beth Phoenix Melina match for the Women's Championship, which ended up being pretty much a dud, in my opinion. I mean, don't get me wrong, Melina and Beth Phoenix are capable of having a good match, but apparently they were off tonight, and I didn't really see anything special about this one. And then there was the World Heavyweight Championship match between John Cena and JBL. And to me, just like many other John Cena matches, the ending to this one seemed anticlimactic, and it seemed more to push the storyline between JBL and Shawn Michaels more than the match itself. And it so did. And what I also liked about this pay-per-view event was the one-on-one confrontation between Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker, in which Undertaker said, "Sometimes it's hell getting into heaven." That would also set up the WrestleMania Classic between Shawn and Undertaker. But we'll get to that when we get to that. But as of now, John Cena winning the JBL match, retaining the world title, was very anticlimactic in my opinion. Now we move on to the Jeff Hardy Edge match for the WWE Championship. To me, this match seemed more for the Matt Hardy turn more than anything, because Matt Hardy would come and turn on his brother, thus ending Jeff Hardy's WWE Championship reign after only a month. And I just didn't see that much. It didn't really seem that good of a match. Don't get me wrong, I'm a big fan of Jeff Hardy and Edge, but to me, the most memorable part was the Matt Hardy turn, and I think that kind of overshadowed the match itself. We now move on to the main event of the 2009 Royal Rumble, with that being the 2009 Royal Rumble match. It was good to see Rey Mysterio and John Morrison kicking things off as the first two participants. I like that call myself. Rey Mysterio actually lasted a pretty good long time. He actually went the distance to be after the 30 participants. To me, what slowed it down a bit was that there were a lot of guys in the ring. After the number 30th entrant, that being the Big Show, came into the fray, there was like a total like 15-16 guys in the ring. I think that's the most the Royal Rumble had ever had at the time, which kind of slowed the pace down, which kind of lost a little bit of the momentum in my opinion, but it ended up being a pretty good matchup. Randy Orton getting the win. Wasn't that exciting for me, but that's just me. Anyway, overall, the 2009 Royal Rumble event was pretty good for what it was. I mean, I wouldn't really get out of my way to see this one at all. The 2008, again, if you want to see the John Cena return, you can. But that'll do it here. Thank you for watching. You can leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Twitter at JJMWWE89. And until we meet again, take care, y'all.